Hi, Femi. Could you join back, please? Um, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, sure.
So sorry. Like I keep getting calls. I don't know why. People see I'm on live and then they keep calling me.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk about travels, you would most likely be getting a lot of calls from different people. But don't worry, before the
Yeah.
end of the program, I will teach you the tactics to keep the call low.
Please do it something. Yeah.
I can even tell you
So
now, keeping your calls low as a travel consultant is just giving people assignment. So make them show their seriousness. So usually when somebody contacts you in the beginning, give them something to do. So like, okay,
okay.
check this out and let me know what you feel. The unserious person will never get back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it can become something very irrelevant to where they are going. Just give them something. You already know what is there, but just give them something. Tell them, please study this and get back to me. And they'll stop disturbing you. But away from that, let's go to the subject of the day. So we're really sorry,
Yeah.
people, for going off and on due to system issues. Our engineer is still learning how to code.
Come on, you don't have to say that. But then, before we went off, I asked you a question. Who is Femi on Motor Show following show?
Hmm. I mean, there's different parts I would like to define myself. Most importantly, in relevance to this discussion, I'm a person who believes that everything is possible. I'm a person
Mm-hmm.
who believes that there is actually nothing that you cannot do. First, you have to perceive it and you have to act on it, and surely it's going to come to pass. I'm saying this because exactly 2011, I was on a mountain just next to my home then, and I kept looking at the planes up. I don't know where they were going then. Maybe it's just Lagos to Abuja. And I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to jump on this plane. And I also remember way back in 2009 when, in university when we talk, and I tell my friends that the only thing I want to do is I want to travel around the world. And I'm talking to you at the point, I was saying this at the point where I didn't have a browsing phone. These were times where people were using BB Touch, BB Push, all those, BlackBerry with slide and BB Touch as well. So, things were really bad, but the idea was that I wanted to travel the world. It's always been my dream. And so I'm that person who likes to dream and likes to act, and to the glory of God, things will be fine. So I'm a family man. I have a wife, I have a son. I've moved to I think should be about 26 countries at the moment, and I've lived in four. So when I mean leave, I usually would use leave 3 months and over. So for me to consider that I lived in a place, it should be 3 months and over. So 26 plus countries, I'm losing count already, and I've lived in four, and the four is I lived in Nigeria. That's the first place. Then I lived in Emirates in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And then I lived in Estonia, which is Northern Europe, just right next to Finland and Russia. And right now I'm in Toronto, Canada, so that's North America. So, I mean, it's been quite a journey, and I will say it's one that has blessed me because the more you travel, the more you see the world, the more you understand things from different angles. The more it just makes you a better person. It makes you better in relating with people because you learn. So from the Emirates, you learn how the Arab does things. You went to Europe, you learn how the European style is. And when you come to North America, it's totally different. It's totally different. So the craziness in the regions are quite different. So when you say somebody's crazy in Europe, the craziness in North America is like times 10. But away from that, that's just who I am. And uh, I had my MBA in Estonia, so I'm a business analyst. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a utility worker. Utility worker means that there's nothing I can do. I just want to make money as long as it's legal. So,
Mhm.
I'm ready to jump on any project if I have the time and space, and if it's legal, why not? So I'm a person who jumps on something who it doesn't know and then learns along. So pretty much that's a little bit about me. If I've not even said much at this moment.
Yeah, yeah. You forgot to mention that you're a YouTuber, though.
Yeah, like I said, there's so much going on, and sometimes I even myself I struggle to keep touch with my schedules. But I mean, it's what we have to do.
Yeah, yeah. It's understandable, though. It's understandable. So now, moving ahead, what do you think? What is travel to you, basically? Like travel.
In the context of our discussion today, travel is, for Nigerians, is moving from Nigeria to another country for different purpose. So, and I want to correct this notion that when you want to travel to another country, please don't feel bad. It's your right as a human being. It's your right as a citizen of the world. And when I mean citizen of the world, you don't have to travel around the world to be a citizen. The fact that you live in the world and you're considered human, when there's a census for the world population, you will be counted. So that means everybody is a citizen of the world, regardless of where you are. First, I would like to let you know that when you travel, it's not a bad thing. So we've been wired to understand that when a Nigerian leaves from Nigeria to Dubai, when a Nigerian leaves from Nigeria to the US, that he's seeking for greener pastures. Please, my dear, everybody does the same. There are Americans in Nigeria doing business. Why are they there? They're also seeking greener pastures because they feel that the business that they have is going to make them more money in Nigeria than in the States. There are Chinese men in Lagos. There are Australians in Abuja.
Of course.
You understand? There are Canadians in Osun State who are doing business. So first, I want to just let you know that it's not bad to travel, but the world of travel racism has made it to look like when Africans travel, like they are hungry or they're looking for greener pastures. It's not true. There are Americans in Germany who are working, who are earning their salary in Germany. So were they hungry in the US? But it's just a notion around the travel industry that's made Africans look like we are moving because we're hungry. We're moving because things are bad. So if that's the purpose, that means every American, Australian, New Zealander, every one of them should remain in their country because their country is good. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
There are tons of Canadians in Estonia. So why are they there? The GDP of Estonia is maybe divided, it would be times 15 of Canada. So the salary per hour rate in Estonia is 4 euros per hour. In Canada, the least you will be getting is 10, and that $10 is ridiculous. So minimum wage is around 17. If you put that into euros, you're talking around 12 euros. So compare
Mm-hmm.
minimum wage in Canada and in Estonia, 12 euros to 4 euros. That's 3 times more. So why are Canadians in Estonia? So I want to just make you like change your mentality. If you travel, it's your right as a world citizen, and it's totally fine. You're not running away from chaos because everybody travels. If you go to Dubai, it's the land of everybody. So we need to first change that impression that when we travel, we are hungry migrants. When we travel, we are and that notion is something that we are still coming back to people who travel out because if you don't have the right mindset, it tends to direct your life. So you get to a country and you feel opportuned. You feel like this country is blessing you. Of course, you have to appreciate the hosting country, but you don't have to have the mentality that, okay, if this country says I should go home, then that's the end of my life. And this is
Mm-hmm.
coming from the ideology and the mentality that people leave home and say that, oh, I will say it in Yoruba and translate to English. Ah, mo ti kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, ọpẹ́ o. When you feel lucky, you feel I don't know what word to use. It just kind of drives your mentality, and that way you will be willing to accept just about anything in that host country. So there's a very thin line between respecting the host country and understanding your right as a migrant. You do have rights. Do you understand me? So it's
Yeah.
very, very important to know that you can travel around the world. It's totally fine. You Americans will do the same, and every other nationality across the world will do the same.
Perfect. Perfect. So now talking about Dubai, because basically Dubai was the first country you traveled to, leaving Nigeria. So what was your culture shock experience the very first time you left Nigeria, getting to Dubai?
Okay, so yeah, leaving Nigeria precisely November 3rd, 2015, because like I said, that was my idea from the beginning, so I was never looking back. And there was a whole lot of stories surrounding that with agents duping me, taking my money, eventually landing
Mm.
in Dubai with nobody to pick me up for the airport. So basically landing in the country for the first time, no friends, no family, nobody to pick me up from the airport. But eventually I
I
stumbled
can
on
imagine.
people and then got to know somebody and moved there. But away from the small stories, in Dubai, it's just a whole different framework on its own. So I would say that it's not like Dubai is bad, and I would not say that Dubai is good. It's just that once you understand how the country works, you are able to navigate your way easily. So first of all, in Dubai, you can have personal residence, but mostly it's always about employment. So what I mean employment is that you get a job, the employer makes you a resident permit. So this manner and method of residency is the most slave intrinsic system in the world. So the employer makes you a resident visa, which means the employer is like your sponsor in that country. It means that when the employer wants you to go, you don't have a choice. You will go. So these kinds of take away the negotiation power from your hand. So you're working in the company and you know that your salary should be more. And you tell the employer that, oh, I need more money. And the employer is okay, yeah, if you want to go, you can go. We will cancel your contract and you have 30 days to leave the Emirates. So you find out that a lot of Nigerians go to. I mean, I was doing business as a travel agent, and I had situations where I met Nigerians in the biggest park in Dubai, which is the Central Station, Union Metro Station. It's in Dubai, and you see Nigerians sitting there begging for money that they just want to take a cab to the airport. They want to leave.
That's so
It's
sad.
like they want to leave there with their bags in the park, nowhere to sleep. So this is stemming from the fact that when people go into Dubai and then they take them away from Dubai to other parts of the Emirates. So Dubai's United Arab Emirates is made up of 7 cities, 7 different parts. So there is Abu Dhabi, there is Dubai, there is Ajman, there is Sharjah, there's Al Quwain, there's Fujairah, and there's Ras Al Khaimah.
Mm.
So these are the 7 parts of the Arab Emirates. So when you land in Dubai, a lot of people end up going to Ras Al Khaimah to work. And people end up going to Al Quwain or Sharjah to work. So these are other parts of the Emirates. And just like in every country, you cannot expect the salary of Lagos to be the same with salary of Ekiti.
Yeah,
So a
sure.
lot of people end up going to Ras Al Khaimah to get 700 rams per month, 800 dirhams per month. And I'm talking about 80,000 naira, 70,000 naira. You know, as at present, the exchange rate will be 800 dirhams will be around 85k or 80,000 naira. When this exchange rate is crazy. So now imagine in 2015, when the United Arab Emirates dirhams was 62 dirhams, 62 naira to 1 dirhams. So imagine somebody who was getting 1,000 dirhams would be having 62,000 as monthly salary in a foreign country, So it's really bad. It's really bad. So Dubai, the first shock in Dubai is that I couldn't get a job that I wanted. So I finished as an accountant and I was thinking that, okay, maybe I would get some administrative role or something. But it was not possible because most of these things are being done by Indians and Filipinos. So by the way, Indians and Filipinos form at least 60% of the total Emirates population, at least 60% between Indians and Filipinos. So it's so funny that in Dubai, the first official language is Arabic. But then to get a job, if you know Hindi, which is the Indian language, you probably get a job because of you knowing Hindi.
Are you
Yeah, because
serious?
the
I didn't
population
know
is
about
large.
this.
The population is large. So that means if a company is set up, their customer base will mostly also be Indians. You understand? So it's
Mm.
more like there's an
Yes.
Indian country in the Emirates. So I couldn't get a job there. And this is where it gets really interesting. So I could get a job if I could, do some short programs and stuff like that. But as I said in the beginning, the employer makes the visa. Another ridiculous part of it is that if you need to get a driver's license, you have to get a letter from the company. If you need to write a simple test at IELTS, you need your passport, you have to get a letter from the company. Pretty much anything that you will do goes through the company. And if the company sees that you're trying to make efforts to, change your job, of course, they try to, you know, damp that idea and make it difficult for you, especially some ridiculous companies. Just very few companies will, support your idea and, be willing to give your passport back when you need it. And by the way, most companies keep passport. So when you start working in a company, the moment you get your ID, the HR of the company keeps your passport, like your international passport. It stays with the HR of the company. You don't have it. You don't have it. So if you're going to be there for 2 years without going on vacation, you will not see your international passport. But guess what? It's been allowed. This is the sad part. But I don't want to, just stick only to the sad part. There's some interesting part of Dubai as well. If you're able to get in a company that is good, if you're able to have an employer that is nice, where you're able to, after getting that small job to keep you going, you're able to do courses, advance yourself, and move further. So from in my own case, I started working in a security company, precisely early class. And this was a very toxic company. They wanted people to be there for 10, 15 years, 20 years, because there were people, Indians, who were working in the company for 25 years. I mean, before I got there, somebody celebrating 25 years. I mean, getting there, I'm a graduate. I'm like, how can I do 25 years as a security guard? I mean, it's like waste of my life. So, only part, when I got the job, I had to pay 2 months salary to the management of the company, not to agent. So I paid two
Why
months
was that so? Why was that so?
because there's a lot of people who want the job. So the manager uses that as his own money making process. So when you get the job, you pay 2 months equivalent salary before you even start the job. Do you you understand that? You've not started the job, but you pay 2 months of your salary
Is
to the
that not scam?
company. It depends on how you see it. I mean, that you need the job. A lot of people do, and a lot of people are ready to pay. So the only way you can get it is to pay it. If you don't pay it, no problem. Walk through the door. Another person is right there waiting. So those are scenarios there, but it all depends if you get a good company and you're able to, advance your career there. Of course, there are a lot of great opportunities for Nigerians, but you just have to, level up and get relevant skills that are needed in a particular industry that you would like to get to. So usually some people get stuck. A lot of people get stuck. That is the truth. A lot of people get stuck. So I'm not the only one who has dreams. So for me to even move out of Dubai, I had to change my company. So, like I said, the company was really toxic. They don't listen to anything. There's nothing you want to do. They won't answer you. I had to change my employer to a new one. It was because I changed it. That's why it was easy for me to navigate that. Okay, I want to travel to Europe. I want to do this, and the employer understood. So the major problem is that employers will lock you down in Dubai, and when they do, you're not able to advance further. But another way to get into Dubai is to have your own self-residence. So a lot of companies do it that you pay them, usually could be around 12,000, 13,000 dirhams. That's like 1.4 million. And they will give you a working visa. But the working visa you get is known between you and the company that you will not be doing anything. So when you enter the Emirates, you don't go to the company, you don't go to work, but you have your residence. Because your residence has to be issued by another company, by a company. So the company will issue it to you, but you don't go to work. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
that way, you have to find yourself of how to make money. You have to find yourself where to live, how to do things. Because if the company employed you, most likely they will have an accommodation. Because accommodation is very expensive. So that's what the companies do. They employ you, they provide accommodation and transportation to work, actually for labor work, all those low
Mm-hmm.
salary work. But that accommodation is not like in a room. Oh. It's like a room with 4 bunks, 8 bunks, depending on it. In my case, when I was working for a security company, it was 4 bunks, double bunk. So we're like 8 in a single room. So it's not like luxurious something. No, we're 8 in a single room. Like the size of the room, pretty much like your bedroom, pretty much. And we're 8 there. Like literally, like we had no space to put boxes and stuff. But like I said, if you decide to come in with this self residence, you will have to look for where to live yourself. You have to look for how to make money yourself because simply you're not going to be any salary from that company. You only pay that money to the company so that they get you a resident permit. So you won't be working. You don't owe them anything. That is good in terms of that. You could go and apply for your driver's license. You could be doing 98 years. You could go and apply for a UK visa. Your passport remains with you. The company will not disturb you because you both have an agreement that you're not going to be working. So this is what most of the young guys who go to Dubai do. So they don't work for anybody and they just stay there like that. And that's why you see a lot of scam from Dubai. That's why you see a lot of visa scam from Dubai. So, for example, somebody who has a self-resident, he needs to pay rent every month. So that's why you just wake up one morning, do one small poster, Dubai work visa, 3 months, taxi driver, 350,000 salary, comes with accommodation, hurry now. So Dubai is a crazy place that your elder brother can dupe you because they need to pay rent. If you don't pay rent, you get kicked out. So at the point where they need that money, there is no conscience. I've had dealings with agents. I've been duped many times in Dubai. You understand? So that's why people are like that. So sometimes you see that a friend goes to Dubai. Of course, there are legit people who don't. I'm not saying people don't do these things legitly, but you see that everybody in Dubai is almost a travel agent. Everybody in Dubai is doing visa. Everybody in Dubai is doing self-residence. Everybody in Dubai is doing cargo because you just want to make money and be able to pay the bills. So if you're not working in a company and getting that accommodation and you're having your own self-residence, you have to cater for yourself. You understand? So, but if you do have money, like if you do have money, you can get a safe residence to Dubai and you can be navigating your way. Flights to Dubai is not crazily expensive if you book ahead of time. So I'm sure you could get 150, 160 on a return ticket via maybe Rwanda, Egypt, or Kenya Airways. So it means that if you are a guy who probably has enough money, why not? You could have your own self residence for 1.3 million, 1.4 million. Go test Dubai, see how it works. And even if you don't have so much money, a Dubai visit visa for 2 weeks is 30,000, 35,000. So with your flight of 100 or something, that's like 200,000. So with about 350, you should be able to go to Dubai and come back, rent a hotel for 350 just for you to understand. Because now you have 3 million or you have 2 million and you want to go to Dubai, or you are just going to listen to an agent who has you to bring 1.5 million naira for work visa and they will give you taxi job. Why not take 350K out of that money? Go and see what Dubai looks like. Go yourself, build connect, and the moment you land in Dubai, of course, you're going to be meeting people, you're going to be taking contacts, you're going to be having like direct source of information. So I always encourage people that if you have the money, go to Dubai, go for a visit. You understand? Our people just you. I I I I usually advise people that you want to travel to a place where you see yourself making it. You're going to be there for 5 years, 10 years, and you don't think that there's a point where you have to seek information to validate those plans. You're going to be committing a lot of years of your life to that. So you need to find as much information as possible. So if financially you're okay, why not go on a visit and test there? But if you're not financially okay, things like this that we're doing, reach out to people and get proper information that I'm this, I'm that. Traveling out is not a function of you. It's not a function of like, just what people say. It's a function of you, personal quality, personal traits, stage in life. It's really intrinsic to you. So I might be making a good decision of going to Dubai based on my profession. You might be making the worst decision of your life going to Dubai because of your profession and qualifications. You understand me now?
Yeah,
So
that's
right
true.
now, I have a master's. I'm in Canada. If I land in Dubai today, uh, the the systematic racism in Canada, in Dubai, is about money and your nationality.
Yeah.
So if you hear you're from Canada, the employers will listen to you. I'm telling you point blank that I know.
So
Employers
that
will
is when
listen
you're
to
going
you.
there to look for job.
Eh?
That is it when you're going there to seek for job or something?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, seek for a job, start a business. It's the same. You see, the world is just a organized Nigeria. Everything that goes in Nigeria goes around the world, but it's just done in an organized way. Is it not the same in Estonia? Is it not the same in Estonia? If you appear in a group and you say you're a US citizen, the discussion will be different.
Yeah, sure.
I've tested it. I've done my investigation before arriving at that conclusion. When I tell people in Uber that I'm from Canada, the conversation will be so sweet to the end of the trip. Oh, where do you live in Canada? Toronto. Oh, I really like it. Why? I'm still black.
Mm-hmm.
So, but don't let's digress the the conversation. So, as I said, Dubai is really good, but you just have to understand what do you want to go there for? How much do you have? What is your stage in life? So, all these are important questions. So you just completed your BSc, you had a first class. You shouldn't be thinking about Dubai. I would say the people who should be really thinking about Dubai are probably people, not so much of education, not so much of money, and you're tired with the insecurity of Nigeria. Of course, you can go to Dubai and start somewhere. So the reason why I'm saying this is that the level where you are in life will judge your level of frustration when you get to a place. So if I'm in Nigeria, like when I was in Nigeria, I was already making 80K, 70K on monthly on my business. So I never worked in any company in Nigeria, never. So imagine me making 80K, sometimes 100, sometimes 120, because I had three businesses at the same time in Ekiti back then. And arriving in Dubai and working in a month, living with eight people in the room, I have to go to work with the staff boss by 1 hour 30 minutes, and when I'm coming back another 1 hour, and the shift is 12 hours. 12 hours plus 2 hours 30 minutes is 14 hours 30 minutes out of 24 hours, and I'm going to be getting less than what I was getting when I was like a CEO controlling businesses. Of course,
Mhm.
frustration will set in because of where I was and where I am now. But for somebody who didn't have a job and just had few families who supported him to travel, so the level of frustration is low. You understand? So the basic thing in deciding if to travel out or where to go is the stage and the level where you are in life. That will help you determine where to go. If you're young, if you have education potentials, if you have some little money, apply for scholarship, apply for tuition waivers. There's so many tuition waivers in Estonia, in Lithuania, in I think also Sweden. Yeah, Sweden has a lot of tuition waivers as well, and even countries like New Zealand and stuff. So all you have to do is just grind your set, put your hands to work, go to the cafe. Sometimes I'm on the computer for 10 hours, and just as you are as well. Like find information, take time. This is a decision about your life. So why are you restricting it to just a chat with one friend? It's a decision about your future, the future of your kids, future of your family. That's you're planning something really big. So treat traveling as big as it is. Find information, like put your resources to it. As I said, I don't get so many disturbances this because once you contact me about traveling, I will give you an assignment. I will send you a link to go and read. I'm telling you that only 1 out of 10 people come back. Oh, bros, I've read it. I saw that the school fees is this. I saw that is this. I saw that is that. Okay, well done. Can I have a call with you? So because I already see that this person really knows what he's doing, and they're ready to give you what it takes. But unfortunately,
Yeah,
everybody is looking for somebody to spoon feed them, to tell them that okay, yeah, pay this, pay that, yeah, do this, do that. You find out that you yourself will be wasting a vast majority of your day replying to chats that would never move ahead.
yeah, to never amount to anything because at some point they would
Anything,
never come back.
they will never come back. And let me not even bust your bubble. Somebody will message you say, bro, say, hey, how about this Estonia thing? Then you scroll up the chat and see that 1 year ago the person asked me about Dubai. Immediately I
Yeah,
delete the chat, I don't respond. Because you're not serious. So year in, year out, you just want to be asking me about the same traveling and you never come back to say anything. So whenever you're ready, you have proper discussion with me. So the main problem of people is that we don't want to source for information. We don't want to source for it. If it asks you, if you have to pay for it, pay for it. If you have to call a person internationally, please do. Because this is about your life. And the moment you get there, it's on a different scale. You don't have the chance to redo the decision. So you're already there and you have to face whatever you meet. But if you're prepared, if you have a plan, it makes things easy. I'm telling you, okay, for example, when I landed in Dubai, I made the decision to leave Dubai after my 2 months in Dubai. Do you understand? I decided that I'm going to leave Dubai after 2 months of being there. But I ended up staying there for 19 months, 19 to 20. Was it? No, what am I saying? 21 months. Do you understand what it is? I made the decision in 2 months, but I left there 21 months. I made a screenshot of my chat with somebody some weeks ago when I was asking
yeah.
about Ireland, Estonia.
I was gonna talk about that too.
So every time I'm reaching out to people in different countries, go to Facebook, Nigerians in US, Nigerians in this, Nigerians in Australia, Nigerians in Dubai. Of course, you are going to coach chat a lot of people. Not everybody will reply to you, but some people are so nice. I had a lot of response. They will reply to you, they will tell you what it is. And those people are the place where you get honest answers because they are not agents. They are not going to benefit financially from it. So they are willing to tell you how it is. So some will definitely not reply you. Some will think you want to beg for money. Sadly, because a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm. So,
But
sorry to cut you short. You
yeah,
recently
sure.
made a video on Facebook, on YouTube as well, concerning Dubai talk, like good or bad. Let's talk about Dubai. So I would want to ask, what was your motivation about this video, like the video you made? What prompted you to make that video?
I mean, I just found out that there were two narratives to the Dubai. One narrative is from agents who wants to make money, who presents Dubai to you as heaven on earth. The other narrative is people who made wrong decisions and they are on the bad side of Dubai. So both of them are not always true. So this person has made a
Mhm.
wrong decision. They find themselves in Fujairah. They're earning only 70,000 naira. They're working in a nanny where they don't have access to come out of the house for 2 years. That person will never give you a good story of Dubai. The
Yeah,
agent
sure.
who wants to collect your money, the agent who wants to collect your money will sweet on you. These people will go to Mall of the Emirates, they will go to Ibn Battuta, they will go to what's the name of this hotel that Touch Poppy used to go, Burj Al Arab, or they will go to the Jumeirah Lake Towers or go to this Palm, what is it called, Jumeirah Palm, whatever, I've forgotten, and take brilliant pictures, beautiful pictures, take a picture with a Ferrari because these cars are everywhere. So, and you in Nigeria, you start to say, wow, wow. He's not the owner of the car. He's not the owner of the building. It's just as you going to VI2 and stamping in front of Linda Ikeji's house. But sadly, a lot of Nigerians now use that as their decision criterion. Say, oh boy, which did this guy come on Nigeria? See as
Yes,
he
yes.
be. See as he be. He doesn't have anything. He's even broke than you that you're in Nigeria. But because he's standing in front of a beautiful mall, in front of a beautiful building, he's not the owner of the mall now. He just walked in and he will walk out.
Of
So,
course,
but
of course.
sadly, but sadly, people use this in judging where is good and where is bad. Oh boy, my friend just come on Nigeria 3 months ago. See how this guy fresh. The reason why you'll be fresh in abroad is the lighting is even different. When you enter Dubai, Dubai is a lighted community. It's a shining community. It's a community of glass houses. So ordinarily, no matter how bad you look, once you wear one
Mhm.
small clothes, and let me even bust your bubble. Most of these clothes are bought in day to day. Day to day is a shop where Nigerians come to shop. So every item is 10 dirham or less.
A
And
second-hand
10
shop.
dirham in Nigerian naira is 1,000 something. Yeah, second hand shop. Not second hand, it's new cloth, but like the what do I call it? The it's not very original clothing, and that's where
Uh,
Nigerians come to shop and carry to Nigeria, and they say that the clothes is from Dubai, the shoe is from Dubai. The name of the shop is called Day to Day. Everything is 10 dirham or less,
I'm gonna check
so
that
you can buy
store.
a short. Yeah, we were there the last time we were in Dubai to buy household stuff like cup.
Mhm. Are you there? Can you hear me? I think, guys, he has a call at the moment.
No, 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 I don't have a call. Strange,
Ah,
you.
okay,
NEPA
okay.
don't take
I
light
was
in
thinking you had
Canada.
a call. So now,
NEPA don't take light in Canada.
so now this takes me to the next question, which is so recently I checked out your Facebook. I checked out your Facebook and I saw a post you made recently regarding contacting people when you wanted to relocate from Dubai down to Europe. So now my question is, what were these relevant questions you asked those people you contacted while you were in Dubai? Oh, guys, I think you lost Mr. Femi. Well, I guess he can still come back. Welcome, guys. Thanks for sticking in. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. So basically, we are talking about traveling, and we have Mr. Femi, who is here to tell us about traveling, his experiences, how he has been able to create a niche for himself. So I don't know. Okay, he's back online. Let's see if we could connect him.
Hello?
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, I don't know why you went off. I said NEPA took light in
Hello.
Canada. NEPA took light in Canada.
Come on, it's not possible. It's not
I'm not
possible now.
joking.
Come on.
It has to be some problem though, but the light went off. So my internet router went off.
Are
I'm
you
not joking.
serious?
Yeah, the light
Wow,
went off.
wow,
So that's why I got
wow.
disconnected because the phone was changing from Wi-Fi to mobile data. So
Okay, to the
yeah, it has
mobile,
to be
to the
something like I
mobile.
heard a
I
loud
was thinking
noise.
about
I think our transformer have blown.
it. You're so funny.
I think our transformer have blown. So yeah, back to the question. You said what were the questions I was asking people when I was moving from Dubai?
Yeah, what were the relevant questions? Because I checked out your Facebook and I saw that you posted a screenshot which you made. You were asking people questions. How do I move from Dubai? I'm in Dubai. How do I move to Europe? So tell us, what were these questions you were asking them?
So major questions was that because when I landed in Dubai and then I understand that there are visa types and visa
Mm-hmm.
types comes with capabilities and possibilities. What I mean is that your type of visa dictates what you can do. So most of my questions were centered around what is the best visa type to use to a particular location. So
Okay.
like example now, some people just come and meet me now that they need a work visa to Canada. And getting a work visa means you have a job. You don't get a work visa without having an employer. So my main questions were centered around what is the best visa type to use to come to Ireland? What is the best visa type to use to come to Estonia? What is the best visa type to use to go to Germany? So, these
Mm-hmm.
days you hear Schengen visa, 650,000, Schengen visa, 1.2 million, comes out in 1 month. But if it's successful, the Schengen visa you are getting is a visit visa. So you're traveling as a visitor. You can't do anything. No ID, no work. At the end of the day, what happens to you? You become an illegal immigrant because you went on the wrong type of visa. Do you understand? And you probably spend
Yeah.
everything that you have on getting a visit visa to Finland, for example, or getting a visit visa to go to Germany, for example. So when you get there, there is no turning back. Do you understand? Oh,
Yeah,
Nepal has
sure.
brought light back. Nepal has brought
Should
light
you
back.
shout up Nepal? Should you say up Nepal?
I don't shout up Nepal. I don't know what happened. Maybe something in the building, but the line went off.
No,
So
okay. So
to,
now
to so
talking
my
about
main questions was
Estonia.
asking about
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
hmm?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my main question was just about the visa type and what is available for me on a particular type of visa. So student visa. If you talk about student visa, the different countries have different working requirements or working rules with the student visa. If you're in the UK, 20 hours a week, US 20 hours a week, Canada 20 hours a week, Estonia is limitless, I think Lithuania as well. So different countries have different rules for student visas. So imagine you living in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria and everything you're going to be spending on the traveling, it's all you have. You don't have support from any father and mother, maybe because they don't have good jobs that could support you abroad. And then you now go to a country where you can only work 20 hours a week. Are you not going to have it really hard?
Of course you would. Of course.
Because you can't work so much to even be able to cater for your expenses in the country. So that's already a problem. But if you have somebody to send you money, of course, yeah, it's not a problem. Go and work small job there. So those are important questions you need to know that, okay, what visa can I apply for? And when I get it, what are the things that I can do with that visa? What are the capabilities and possibilities, working, renewal? So my questions were basically, if I get a student visa, once I'm done with school, can I renew it? If I renew it, how long does it take? What will I need to do to be able to renew it? This kind of futuristic questions just it helped me to be able to decide that okay, I want to go here and not here. I never went to the UK, but I had a lot of also questions from people living in the UK. But after seeing the whole answer on retention back in the UK after studies, it didn't make sense to me. So even UK was it looked lovely. Oh, I'm in London. I mean it's really bigger than Estonia and stuff, but it wasn't a good place for me to go based on what they had to offer me you know. But
Okay, okay.
in Estonia, you could work as much as you want, move with family, all of these things. It was possible. So that was my decision criterion. So I decided to go for it because it fit perfectly well with my plans. And that's how I think people should be able to do it. Before you go to anywhere, understand where you want to be, understand what the country has to offer based on the visa type that you seek to apply. And if they correspond, then it's a good go. Go for it. But if they are clashing, how would you go for it? So you are in Nigeria now, you want to bring your wife and kids to live with you, and you go to a country that does not allow you to sponsor your family until after finishing your program or getting a job. So it means that you won't be able to do it on the 3 years time. Those are important questions that needs to be asked. Visa types, what does the visa allow you to do? And validate it against your own plan. And if they match, boom.
Okay, thank you so much. So now this takes us to another question. Talking about Estonia, you made mention of Estonia. So as I recall, you lived in Estonia for about 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm still living in Estonia though.
Come
Yeah.
on, in Canada.
When I
So
say I'm
now
still
I'm
living
going
in
to be
Estonia,
asking you.
when I say I'm still living in Estonia, is that you should see me in Estonia any moment. That's what I mean. I wasn't chased out, so.
So we're going to ask you, what was the negative experience you faced while you were settling in Estonia?
First, it's the general European negative. So not just about Estonia language. So I moved to the Emirates. I'm where there's language, then to Estonia. So the situation in Europe is that if you're not in IT, there's nothing you can do if you don't understand the language.
Of course, yeah.
Do you understand? So when you live in Estonia, can you apply for a managerial role?
You need to
How many
understand the
Nigerians are in the
Estonian
bank?
language.
How many Nigerians are in the bank? How many
No,
Nigerians are working with the health authority? It's
no.
not because they are racism to us, but because it's simply language based. Because in these places, you're going to be speaking with a lot of locals and you need to understand the language because some of them would just not communicate in another language with you. So you find out that this kind of puts a cap on what you can achieve. Move this same scenario to North America, US, Canada, and the likes. You can be whatever. You can be a mayor. You see what is happening in the US. Nigerians becoming mayor, Nigerians becoming chief of this, that, of that. That's the difference. So the major thing in Estonia was language, and there was a cap. So if you like, finish your PhD in Estonia, finish your degree, finish your master's, finish your PhD, you might end up working as customer support. No, this is not downgrading it, but that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm not trying to make joke of anybody. There is no joke about it, but it's a system. It's a system. The least you will be able to get is being a lecturer.
Yeah.
That's something you can get. That's okay. It's a little bit, it makes more sense. Why do people finish PhD and go back to Nigeria from Estonia if the opportunity was there? At least they know about 2 people who finished their PhD and went back to Nigeria. Because it just doesn't make sense that after all your papers and nights of articles and stuff, then you become customer support or AML, money laundering, this thing, getting 1,300 or 1,250 per month.
Oh,
So
it's
it's
still
the language.
manageable. Still
So the
manageable.
language,
In as
huh?
much as it helps in paying the bills, still okay. I would
At the
say.
level, at the level of a PhD, it's not okay. You've
It's not
grinded
okay.
your hours. You've invested a lot in yourself. It's not okay. It's not okay. Your salary as a PhD holder should never be below $5,000. Never, on no grounds. Do you know what it means to have a PhD? It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of it takes a lot. If everybody could do it, why is everybody not doing it? So you should receive value for all of this. So it's not okay. And don't look at somebody with that money and compare it to Nigeria. No, they will not be expending naira. So if they're making 1,300 or something euros a month, if they need a good apartment, it will be 600 euros. If they need a good apartment, at least something decent. So take away 600 euros from 1,300, you're left with 700. We've not talked about food, transportation, if they have a car, cost of all this, if they have kids. So do you think it's okay for a PhD person to have zero savings
I,
on your salary.
I totally understand your point, though. I totally understand your point. But
Mhm.
let me say the opportunity. There's no opportunity here in Estonia for people as such. So basically, most people I see they work as cleaners, they work as dishwashers, and
Mhm.
also so that's I know it's sad though, but what can we do? It's
Yeah,
much more
see,
better.
see, like I said,
than
nobody's to blame. It's not the country, it's not the person. It's just the system. It's an arrangement. It's a system. So, I mean, I can cite many examples. So you want to earn more, you want to be more known, you want to, let people like it's value. The moment you arrive at the doctorate place, you've learned a lot. So what you should get a good value in return. But it's not like the system doesn't want to give it to you, or because there is one blocking stop, which is language, communication. In every part of an
Mhm.
organization, whatever your role is, you will be communicating. Be
Yeah,
you
sure.
skilled and unskilled, there will be a communication point between the top management or the lower management, or with other companies or other customers and clients and stuff. So they need you to communicate properly. So that's why the system has that umbrella where you can go beyond it. So even if you're good at what you do, even if you know what to do, but you can't communicate, so what is the
Yeah,
essence of what you know?
language barrier, the barrier.
Yeah, so that's the downside of Europe. But if you're in IT field where language doesn't really come in because coding language is in English, I don't know if they started coding in Estonian language. I'm not
No,
sure.
not at all.
So,
It's still in English.
it's in English. So that takes away that problem, because even if,
Mhm.
still it's still a problem because some organizations will not hire you because they need you to be able to communicate with the project manager and the teams who are working on the project so that then you know what to build in the front end or back end, or the data control and all of these things. So, but at least in IT, it's a little bit better.
Mhm.
Understand? It's a little bit better. Language doesn't really come in, but it does come in some places. So that's just what I feel. But Estonia is an amazing country. It's a beautiful
Of
place.
course it is.
Like I
Of
always
course it
say, it's just a function of you. What is your plan? Okay, am I okay with getting 2,000 euros and being able to save? If that's your plan, it's okay. Like Steve Harvey said, there are some very good ordinary people who are very good in doing ordinary things, and they'll be successful in doing ordinary things. So it's not everybody who can dream crazy. So it's okay. It's just about you yourself. If you're happy with it, why not? So if somebody decides to stay on the 1,300 euros job, it's not because it's bad. If the person is happy, that's okay. It's fine by the person. So, but the thing is that there's just a cap within the European system. If you're not in IT, there are some places you cannot work. You can't just do it. So, like I said,
Yeah.
here in Canada and US, you see somebody who is a data analyst and is having $120,000 a year salary. Somebody who is a business analyst, $150,000 a year salary, with good
Absolutely.
packages and all of this. So, why is it possible? Because the person is able to function in the environment, and the person is able to communicate adequately in the environment that they find themselves. So, it's not as if when this person moves to Estonia, the person will become less knowledgeable. No, but it's just less communication based on language barrier that is there. So that means they won't be able to work on some projects because they will not be able to communicate effectively with the team.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, now this
So
takes us to another question for those watching, basically. So, could you tell us, for some of the students that would have in mind to come study in Estonia, maybe you could just share some light about the number of schools we have in Estonia, and also the cost of living, the cost of tuition fee. So I would like you to briefly tell us, this for those watching and who want to come study in Estonia.
yeah, I mean, Estonia is a pretty cheap country, so it's a very interesting place and it's good. And when I say cheap, of course you can make it expensive for yourself depending on life choose. But average tuitions rest around 3,300 euros, which is the same for Tautech, TLU, and I think Tartu as well. So we have quite a lot of schools who have the chance to bring international students. There's the Italian University of Technology, there is the Italian University, there's Estonia Entrepreneurship University of Applied Sciences, there's CBS, Estonia Business School, there's the University of Tartu, and there's a whole lot of, small 1 year courses as well, language courses, music, and communication. So there's a whole lot of small ones, but the major ones are the ones that I listed in the beginning. And the tuition is pretty much fair. I think the most expensive would be minor, which is a student
Yeah.
entrepreneurship university of applied sciences. I think that tuition should be around 5,000 plus now, if I'm correct. So that would be the most expensive. But on average, it's 3,300 euros for international student, which is quite low. If you move just 2 hours away to Finland, you're talking about 8,000, 10, 12, 15,000 euros. So which is like 4 times more. You understand? So which is like 4,000 more. So I see that Victor said his own is almost 5,000 euros. So I think minus seems to be the most expensive as well. But in terms of living cost, Estonia can be cheap because you can have an apartment. If you live in Tallinn, you can still get a single room for 220, 210. I think with the pandemics now, there's even room for 170. If you go deep into Lasnamai, single rooms in Lasnamai, single rooms in Copley, yeah, in Copley, there's 170, 160 per month rooms, which is not bad. 150, 160 euros a month in Naira would be coming around 90,000. So that's not bad in any way. So and sometimes also you can live in the hostel, like Tallinn University of Technology has very cheap hostel. Tallinn University also has student hostel facilities as well. So I mean, pretty much Estonia is a very good place to study because it doesn't really put financial stress on you. And like we said earlier, you can work full time as long as you keep fulfilling your curriculum. So that's helped you to balance things that you can work as much as you want. So like work more hours to get more money and still be able to go to school on full time. So it's a really good blend of the cost and blend of the capability that you're able to work full time.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for answering us. So now Canada, moving to Canada. As far as we know, you recently moved to Canada. So I'm going to be asking you, what are the coping strategies that have helped you settle in Canada, in your new environment, you find yourself? What are these
So
strategies that
by the way, I'm not
sorry,
settled.
you're
By the
not
way, I'm not
settled?
settled. Yeah, but I mean, I have experience with Shadow. I'm not settled. So I'm not settled because
Mm-hmm.
I feel I'm not settled. So a lot of people see me and see that I'm settled. So, but I see myself that I'm not settled because, like I said, it's all about you. It's all about your vision, your plans, your goals. So when people see that you're doing good and you're like, I'm still in level 1 of level 15 that I planned, but people are looking at you that, oh, you just came to Canada. I have 2 jobs. Oh, nice. You work from home. This is really beautiful. But I'm seeing myself like, oh, this money is too small. I need, I want to get more out of life. So, settling is a function of yourself. You determine when you're settled. So I'm not settled. So by the way, when I came in, just like every other country, visiting families and friends, and you hear, oh, Femi, in this, I met with a particular friend, and he said that don't disturb yourself. Oh, don't apply for any office job. Oh, just let me give you my CV, and you can apply for machine operator. You understand, in a factory. So that's advice one. Advice two, another family member told me that this PSW means personal support workers, those people who take care of old people or people with dementia, that they really pay well, that and the program is just 3 months, you can do it, and then it's a very good thing to do. I don't like blood. Even my own shit, I don't like it. Not to talk of another person. You understand? So understanding
No.
yourself is the bedrock of success. Understanding yourself. So these
Actually.
people, not that these people were bad, not that these people had bad advices for me, but these people are talking from their own experience on what they think will make me successful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their view. I'm the one who should now sit down and look at it that, okay, PSW, I'll be dealing with a lot of this and that, but I can't do it. It's not me. I don't have the capability to deal with it. So going there based on that person's advice will put me in a very bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot just fit in based on myself. I don't have to pack somebody. I can't pack my own. You understand? So the person who wanted me to be a machine operator, I'm bigger than that. So
Of
there's a
course,
thin
of
line
course.
between pride and understanding what you should go for. They're very different things.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear some people that that guy is proud. He say he cannot work in Hesburger. He said he cannot work in McDonald's. He said he wants more. It's not pride. He knows himself. He knows that it's just a matter of time he will get what he wants, and he's not ready to settle for less because he has
It's
the resources
blaming
to cope
you.
while waiting for the best that he wants. Sometimes you have to settle for those less jobs, but if you have the resources to cope or you have a support system, why not? So when they gave me all these offers, I'm like, no. All I want is a work from home job that would allow me to study the programs that I want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
because now I have a lot of programs to do to better my employability, if I end up working in a factory, it means probably I leave home at 6 and come back at 8. And when I'm coming back tired. So it means that every working day is no other responsibility day. I can't do anything else. So if I'm working 5 days a week, mind you, the salary will be will be small, which means I have to put in more hours. So I might end up working 6 days a week or 5 long days a week, which means I'm off for 2 days or a day. And when you're off, of course, you have family responsibility as well. You end up seeing that you are stuck there for 2 years, 3 years, because it doesn't give you the chance to do things that will make you grow.
Yeah.
So pretty much my eyes was set straight on what I wanted. I wanted a work from home job. I don't want to leave the house. And I started applying. I'm submitting about 20 to 30 applications a day
A day.
and
Wow.
landed February 11, started the job March 20, started the job March 19. So that's like a month and 6 days. It's so funny that now I've rejected 3 different job offers.
Are you serious? Come on, you
And
can't
they
do that in
and
Estonia.
And I mean, that doesn't mean it's just a contest of location and contest of environment. So that doesn't make
Yeah.
Estonia bad or doesn't make Canada good. So, but it's just me having the straight vision of this is what I want, this is how I want it to be, and working towards it. So it's not just having the vision or having the feeling that okay, I want to work for Muncho. What are you doing? So it's having that vision and having that plan and then working towards it. So right now, I'm going to be doing 2 full-time programs at the same time, which is going to cost me a year of my life. You understand? And these 2 full-time programs, they are programs that people take like fully. I'm going to be doing 2 full-time programs simultaneously. So why am I doing this? Like I said, I'm not settled. I'm telling you that I will see myself as successful when I start making $150,000 a year. At least. That's my goal. At least, nothing less. At least, nothing less. I want to live in Toronto where the cost of buying a house is an average of 750,000. Average, oh. I didn't tell you the highest though.
Yeah.
So for you to live in that kind of environment with the cost of things, you need to have a good salary, or else you will just live a life of bills, like paycheck to paycheck. So, but for me to get to that level of that kind of salary, it's not by me being me. I have to start to target high-paying
Simply
field.
because of the books.
You understand? I have to start target high-paying certifications, which is what I'm doing. So it's the same that when you arrive in a place, understand yourself, understand what you can do, and understand what the environment needs, and slowly orchestrate yourself. And like I said, a lot of things that also make people feel abroad is comparing themselves. So you land in a country in February, and then I hear that a friend is buying a house or bought a house for 1.2 million. And then they ask the person, how long has that person been here? He said 20 years. How can I compare 20 years and 2 months? And I'll ask myself, if I've been here for 2 years, will I be able to afford a $1.2 million house? Hell yes.
Go, bro.
Hell yes. I will afford the $3 million house if I'm here for 20 years. Do you understand? So, but I
That
can't put
is
my
20
energy
years.
on the same level because I'm just getting started and I cannot compare myself with that person. But I understand myself and I just need to have a picture of where I want to be, work towards it, and pray. I'm a Christian, so I believe in God's blessing. So work towards it and pray along with it, and everything will come to fusion at some point. So when you arrive at every country, find information. Don't go with public opinion. Sometimes you might have to do it, but go with public opinion after your own due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
You land in Dubai, they tell you that, oh, factory worker is the only work you can get, and you screw your life and you live in that mentality and that ideology. That's how it's going to be. When we were in Estonia, and everybody's like, if you're not doing delivery, you are poor. But that's not true. And you see that a lot of people, even before they land in Estonia, they're already coming with driver's license. And they're not coming, it's okay to come with driver's license, but they're not coming with the driver's license because they wish to have a car and be able to drive around. No, they have told them that the best way to make money is delivery, and that's it. And when they
And
come, that is
projecting their
what they
minds
will continue
toward
to
that
do.
specific area.
Yes. When they come, they're not even ready to analyze anything. They're not ready to look for something different. They're just going to live in that reality that is delivery or nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you find out that they are stuck there 5, 6 years of their life and they are still carrying food up and down. Not to say that it's bad to do, but everything should be a function of your plan, where I am, where I want to be, and what is the process flow in getting to this place. So that's what I just think. In any country, US, America, Canada, the UK, Dubai, anywhere you go, understand yourself, understand the environment, and create a plan.
So now this takes us to the next question. So I'm going to be asking you, what specific area of your life and perception has changed or either remained the same since you got to Canada?
I think your perception should be changing per time, per period. You shouldn't have a fixed one because you find yourself in a different environment, different situation, and your perception might be wrong. You understand? So perception, but the underlying perception is a perception of everything is possible if you try. So that as remains the stagnant is still the same. I believe that everything is possible if you try. So if there's anything that will change is that when I'm in Estonia, I know that there are things I cannot do. But now I find myself in an environment whereby the ceiling is open. You can jump through the roof. Yeah, the opportunity is limitless. So the perception is you go for it.
Yeah. So now I'm going to be asking you another question. You've traveled quite a lot of countries. You've been to so many places, and you have so many experiences. So I'm going to be asking you, what's your favorite place so far, and why is that so?
Favorite place. I mean, I can only talk about where I lived. So I don't want to talk about where I visited. I'll say it's Estonia.
Wow. Why is
I'll
it
say it's
Estonia?
Estonia. I mean, the peace it brings, the calmness, and the ease of doing things. Trust me, you see all these countries called Canada and US, they can frustrate you in petty things. Like two of my credit cards got lost twice. Like that cannot happen in Estonia. Like a bank sends you a credit card, it got lost. Where? How? Do you understand? So I'm not saying that Canada is bad. I'm not saying Estonia is better than Canada, but based on the fact that things are just easier to do in Estonia, like paying your taxis, everything just, seems to be online and everything works. So for that, I would say for now, it's Estonia. And this can change in 2 months' time if I get a job that's going to be paying me $180,000 a year. Because when a place is best for me, it's based on what I derive from there. It's based on what I got from there, what I'm getting from there. So it's not a fixed thing that, but Estonia is really beautiful, trust me. If you take away the negative sides of racism and stuff, Estonia is really beautiful, trust me. And
It's
they have good facilities. Yeah. So trust me when I say that, okay, for now Estonia is the best place I ever lived. It's true. I mean, it's not trying to sugarcoat anything.
Okay. So
And
now
you live in
living
Estonia where you're able to travel as much as you want as well. That's also a plus. My major travels was when I was in Estonia. So I traveled more when I was in Estonia.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that if I can't do it here, it's just different.
Okay, good. So let's go to the next question. Now, leaving home of Nigeria, what was your driving force?
I never saw a future.
Oh, wow.
I need to plug my phone. I'm charging with the computer, but it's not charging. I don't want us. Don't want it to go off on the live. So just give me 30 seconds. I'm just gonna get my charger and plug it
Okay,
behind me.
that's fine. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. So basically, we are talking about travels, and at the moment we have Mr. Femi um, giving us tips and insights as to how one could travel out of Nigeria, and also he has been giving us the gist of how he has been able to create a niche for himself, and how he has been successful. Can you imagine living in 4 different continents? Come on, I wish I could also do that. So I appreciate the fact that you're here, and I hope you're taking down notes, picking out some few points which he has been giving us. So let's wait for him to come back as he plug his phone. Just 1 second. You can also put down your questions, guys. If you have questions, be sure to ask questions. We are going to be reading out questions, and I'm sure that Mr. Femi would be available to answer all your questions. If you want to travel out of Nigeria, what documents you want to use in traveling. Maybe you want to travel for marriage to Canada, you want to travel to Europe. I'm sure that Mr. Femi can help you. And not to forget, he's the CEO of PickSafe and PickSafe Travels. So he has quite a huge experience when it comes to travels. So he has quite a huge range of experience when it comes to traveling, and he's going to be answering our questions. So, what are the jobs?
So yeah, I'm back. I got my charger.
So, welcome back, sir. You have a question. Please, guys, you can just put in your questions on the comment section, and I'm sure that Mr. Femi would be able to answer your questions. So, Mr. Emeka Chibugo, well done, sir. Mr. Emeka Chibugo, the former president. Yeah, the former president of African students in Estonia. So he asked the question, basically, maybe you could see the question as well. However, yes. I would read it out. So he said, what are the job prospects in Canada?
It's very high, because pretty much I would say Canada is one place where you can fit in with any profession, even if you're just an artist. So now I work with the health authority and I work with Canada Census, but we have a business of balloons, and we're getting like, we're working like 2-3 times a week with only balloons. So Canada is a place where whatever you do, you can make really good out of it. Understand? So the job prospect is very high because it's so highly diversified, and because it's limitless that you can work in health, in finance, in security, pretty much every part of the economy. You can be there. You can be in government, can work in government offices. So it's limitless. Just like we were saying, that we're comparing Europe with North America, like how many Nigerians are in the police and border?
Yeah.
The other day I was at the grocery, I met a police woman who is Nigerian. Like, she's riding the police car, she's a police officer, and she's Nigerian. So because of that, it's like there's nothing that you cannot do. There's nowhere you cannot work. So even if you're an electrician, you're an engineer, you're an accountant, whatever you do, there is a job for you in Canada. The only thing that would be there is that if your job is one that requires licensing, you will have to go through the process of licensing. That's all. So let's say you're a nurse, and of course, for you to practice as an RPN, registered practical nurse, or an RN, registered nurse, or a doctor, you would need some certification. So what you will have to do is just go through the stages of this licensing. Some might require you to do some programs. Some might have like direct exchange with your qualification from Nigeria. So if it has direct, then it's good, you'll be able to get the license immediately. But if you need to do some studies to get to that level, of course, you will have to do it. But the job prospect is just open. You can be a spa professional, massage professional. They have license for that. So if you are the person who has the golden touch, hand of magic, and you know how to massage people, and yeah, I'm telling you, they get paid crazy money. Bro, I'm telling you, they get paid $45, $55, $60 an hour. So you understand that everything is possible. So the prospect is so high, and it's just about you. It's limitless. Whichever way you want to go, that's a good thing. Whichever way you want to go, you can achieve the top ranking and get good money from it.
So we have another question. Just 1 second. I also need to charge my phone. So now we have another question from Lekon. So he says, can you study in Estonia?
No,
with your family? Okay, can study visa in Estonia and allow your family to be with you?
Yeah, it's a yes, but I think if you're doing the first degree, you cannot do it immediately. I stand to be corrected though. Like if you're doing a first degree bachelor's, you can't take your family immediately. So, but if you're a master's degree, you can do that immediately. Once you have a resident permit as a master's student, you can immediately sponsor your family. But you have to have a resident permit before you sponsor
You
them.
need a residence permit for you to bring your family along with you.
Yeah. So, because usually when you apply for a study visa in a foreign representative of Estonia, maybe in India, Israel, Egypt, Turkey, um, whatever way you got your visa, you would be applying for a temporary resident permit, which takes 2 months for processing. So most times you will be in Estonia while it's in processing. So that way you will not be able to apply for your family because you don't have the resident permit yet. But once you do, you're able to do that. That I know for people who come in with masters and PhDs. But for the first degree, I think you to be after 1 year. I'm not so sure because I wasn't one. But I mean, there are first degree students who have done sponsorship before, but you can't do it immediately.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandeko. I hope he was able to answer your question. So now this takes us to the next question. Is there any specific amount that is needed for one before you travel out of your home country? Do you need any specific amount of
Yeah,
money?
yeah, that is very intrinsic to where you're going as well, and on what visa you're going. So somebody who is going to Canada from Nigeria and is going with a work visa, which means on landing they're going to be resuming a job. So your financial requirement is going to be low because you'll be getting paid in 2 weeks from the day of your landing, and probably the company is offering accommodation. So that will be different
Mhm.
from somebody who is going on a study visa, who will need to have their own place, who will be paying a tuition of that $5,000. That's also different from somebody who's going on complete scholarship, who will be received by the organizing entity, who will be placed in an apartment by the scholarship entity. So it all depends on what class of visas are you going with and what is the condition attached to it. So we cannot say that, oh, for you to travel out of Nigeria to Canada, you must have 5 million. The 5 million will be worth less if you're an international student who will pay a $5,000 subscription. The
Mhm.
$5,000 will be so good if you have somebody who got a work permit and you're going to resume work when you land. The $5,000 will be so good if you are getting an express entry. So you're coming with permanent residence to Canada directly. So if $5,000 is all you have, it's not like big, but it's something to work with. You understand? So it's all a function of what class of visa and what country that you're going to. So if you
Where
have
you
five
going
thousand
to?
dollars now, if I'm going to Dubai, that's a lot of money. The dollar to dirham rate is 3.65. So $5,000 in the United Arab Emirates dirham, we're talking about around 20,000 dirhams. That's a lot of money. So it's a
Mhm.
function of what country, what visa. There's no fixed amount. And of course, when the country's currency is high, you know you need more money
Yeah, sure,
because
sure, sure.
if you look at the expenses ratio to your own currency, it's high. So, for example, in Tallinn, if I'm taking a taxi from, let's say, the airport to somewhere in Copley, probably I'll be paying around 6 point something euros. So,
Mhm.
6 point something euros in Nigerian naira now is 696. That's almost 3,600 naira for just
Mhm.
a 9-10 minutes taxi ride. So when I'm going to move to that place, I have to understand the currency and how it affects my, for domestic currency and to be able to anticipate how much to have. So it's just a function of what visa type, what country that you're going to. Then you're able to decide what is sufficient. But the best way is always to talk to somebody who is living there already. So
Mhm.
when the person who is living there already, they can guide you and say that, at least so rent, put this amount for rent for 2 3 months before you get stable. Put this amount for non miscellaneous expenses. So they are able to guide you. They're able to guide you in planning your finances. Mostly, the person living there has the best answer to those questions because they know the expenses in the country and they're able to advise properly.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So we have another question from Victor. So he said, what are the requirements for PR in Canada?
Okay, so requirements for PR. Canada is one place that I would say they have like very, very numerous means of obtaining permanent residence. So the requirements will now be based on individual programs. So we have the express entry, we have FSW, which is federal skill worker, we have the provincial nominee, we have agricultural pilot, we have spousal sponsorship, we have experience class, so depending on where you fall into will be the document you require. So for spousal sponsorship, you have to have a spouse who is a Canadian citizen or a Canadian permanent resident. So that means your wife or your husband is living in Canada and they have their citizenship or they have their permanent residence. If they have either of these two, they'll be able to sponsor their foreign spouse. So if you are in that shoe, your requirements will majorly be documents about your identity and where you've been living, and all of that with your spouse on document as well, because she is sponsoring you. So, but if you're applying for express entry, for example, express entry is just done so that professionals can move from different parts of the world to Canada, because Canada is looking for professionals to work, pay the taxes so that they can continue to sustain the aging population. That's actually the background information of migration in Canada. They're looking for younger people who can work so that they will be able to balance the tax and government benefit system. So what I mean by tax and benefit system is income and outflow of government finance. So the chunk of money from government is from taxes. So if they're not able to balance the working population with the aging population, it means there will be budget deficit. Budget deficit means less income, more outflow. So they have to support the aging and the sick population. If the working population does not match or even more than this aging population, then it means that there's less income for the government and more money to be pushed out. So that's why Canada is doing this all sort of different migration schemes so that they can have people coming to work, pay the taxes, and then government has more money to be able to support the older people and sick people and those without bill. Because I used to tell people that Canada, the working people are working for the lazy people. So the documents that you require is a function of the particular stream that you are using. So if it's federal skilled workers, if it's provincial nominee means from a particular province. So maybe it's Manitoba or so, you get a nomination and you can apply for PR, or if it's Quebec, and they have an agricultural pilot which was done so that they could have people involved in agriculture who can move to Canada and be involved in that sector because they needed people there, or they need people there. Also, they have entrepreneur. I didn't hear about that until last year, and then like you can move to Canada as an entrepreneur. You can move to Canada as a what's the name they call artisan. Like if you're an artist, if you are a fashion designer, you can move to Canada with all of this. Really, you can. But the problem why people don't know about this is because a lot of people do these things in Nigeria and they leave it at the local level. Register your company, because if you're going to do anything in the world, nobody cares about those Instagram posts. It's always about documents. Register your company, issue invoices to your clients. You understand?
And
That's why a
keep
lot
those
of people are
invoices.
not able to tap into this. You can move to Canada just because you're an artist drawing, making paintings and selling them. You can move to Canada. There are programs for that. But you cannot move just because you have Instagram picture of what you're drawing. Register the company, send invoices. Because they're going to ask you, how long have you been doing it? How much money have you made? Because they want to see the relevance. They want to see the income from that thing that you're doing. So, but sadly, a lot of people are doing things in the world today, but they leave it at that local level where, nothing is official, no document of preference, nothing. If you're going to do anything in immigration, nobody is going to listen to the word of your mouth. Nobody is going to ask you to submit your friend's number so that they can call them that, can this person really do this? No, it's all going to be documents. So that's why I encourage everybody, if you're in business of agriculture in Nigeria, if you're in the business of whatever, get it, get registration for the company, issue invoices, so that when opportunities comes, you are able to use that for what you want to do. Because nobody cares how long you've been doing something when you don't have legal documents to back it up. So the
So this
requirements
is
for
the
PR,
reason.
like I said, is basically on what stream you are applying for. So if you apply for a certain stream, they have the requirements for it. So if you apply for express entry now, if it's a family of two, family of three, there are different financial requirements for these family members. You understand? So first, to
Mhm.
answer that question objectively, it means understanding what stream of migration the person is using. If it's spousal sponsorship, I'll tell you, okay, you need this document, this document, this document, this document, and that from document. If it's express entry, this is the way you go about it. And for express entry, it's not for everybody. You have to have had a very reasonable level of education and good experience. You cannot be going and apply for express entry with bachelors. You understand? Like, your education is not strong. You never worked in any corporate organization, no work experience. Of course, your point is going to be very low. So, like I said, for requirements is basically on what stream of migration you are doing. So once we know that, we're able to advise properly which document you'll be needing for each of these. And I see another question that I said, is it PR and citizenship that you can sponsor your spouse? So sponsorship is in two ways. There's sponsor for just a visit. What I mean for just a visit, I'm a student here who is studying. I want my mom to come and visit me. I want my elder brother to come and visit me. I want my sister to come and visit me. That's also a form of sponsorship. But that person you are sponsoring can only get a visit visa. Do you understand? So they will get a visit
Yeah.
visa. That's all they can get. That's one form of sponsorship. But when we talk about the main sponsorship, where you're able to bring somebody as an immigrant, so all those ones that you are doing with visa is non-immigrant visa, is visit. So it's non-immigrant visa. But if you want to sponsor somebody on immigrant visa, what means that person moves permanently to Canada, then you must be a PR or Canadian citizen. Must. So if you are doing
Oh,
masters, if you sponsor your wife or husband to come with you, they will only get temporary residence. They will only get temporary work permit. You understand? So, but if okay, for example, somebody who does PhD and is relocating to Canada with the PhD and they're able to go along with their husband, they didn't have a PR, they didn't have a citizenship, but the husband's visa too is going to be temporary based on what the wife is getting.
mm-hmm.
But to sponsor somebody permanently, you must be a permanent resident or you must be a citizen.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. So, guys, you can put in your questions. We have Femi here, and he's going to be answering your questions. So don't be shy. Just type in your questions and be sure to get answers to your questions. So, Mr. Femi, I have another question for you here. So what is your option? What is your opinion about weighing your options before making that huge decision to travel out? Because for me, I kind of feel that weighing your options before making those moves gives you a better idea on how you can make your decision. So tell me, what is your opinion about this?
Mm, Like I said, and I've been saying, it's a function of where you are and what you're getting from the present place as against what you will get or what the expected getting, which is a good English to use. So, for example, you're in Nigeria, you earn 400,000 a year salary, for example. There's nothing you are going to do in Dubai except you want to go there and establish a business. If you go to Dubai to go and work, you are wasting your time because your 400,000 salary, it's about almost 8,500 Dubai dirhams. For you to get that job, you must be in management. So, what are your chances of getting to management? So you understand now? So it's a function of what you are getting now and where you're going. What would you get, or what is the expected return? So, but if you are getting 400,000 salary in Nigeria and you want to move to Germany with a work visa, and your salary would be 3,000 euros. If you convert that money, that's 1.8 million. So if you look at the difference, okay, it's good to do. So let's go for it. So the rationale or the decision criterion is where I am, where I want to be, what is the difference. So when you're able to arrive at the difference, then you're able to decide properly, objectively on
Where
which
you're
one
going
to
to.
do. You understand?
Okay,
And I
thank
can
you so
always
much.
say it's more like future. Sometimes you might have to choose less income abroad and leave bigger income in Nigeria. It's all depends now again on your plan. So you want to leave, you don't want and sometimes it's crazy. My very first dream was that I said my child would never be born Nigeria. I'm telling you what I was saying right from 2009 when we got into university. Like me, if my friends are on this live video, they'll tell you that that's what I always say. That I was saying it. I don't know if I told you in the beginning of Estonia that one thing I'm always saying is that my son will never be born, or my child. I didn't know it was going to be a boy. That my child will never be born as a Nigerian. That was a big dream I had. How it was going to happen, I don't know. How it happened now, I can't explain. It's more like God's orchestration than my plan.
Just
But
your
I just had it.
determination.
Yeah, I just had it in my mind that okay, for that example now. So my dream is that I don't want my children to be born as Nigerian, at least primarily. So that is not possible if I'm in Nigeria.
You have to make a
So
move.
so that is the underlying ambition, and for it to happen, I have to make a move. So that is the driving force pushing me. So I'm ready to go for less money as long as it takes me to that bigger goal that I want. So you see that everything is just surrounded on what's your vision, what's your goal, and once you're able to arrive at something concrete, you're able to map out the journey, and it becomes a decision criterion for you on what to accept and what to reject because it's like a structure. I want to be in this position 10 years to come, and then you're able to guide your processes, your activities, your education, your plans, decisions on a daily basis to lead you to that place that you have. But unfortunately, not everybody is thinking about 10 years to come for different reasons. But if you don't have this kind of plans, it's difficult to map out the journey for your life. Because the truth is that tomorrow is a function of today's decision, no matter how you like it or not. That's true. Tomorrow is a function of today's decisions. How tomorrow will look like is a function of your yes and no's today.
Okay, so we have a question there from Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth, for your question. So
What's
he
the
said,
question? I don't see it.
So he said, good day, sir. I work in a microfinance bank, and I'm also into shoemaking. So what are my chances of getting to Canada? And okay, what are my chances of getting to Canada? I just registered my business name.
Okay, so now he works in a microfinance and he makes shoes.
Yeah,
So the questions as regards how he can come to Canada would not be what is his qualification and what is his age. So
yeah,
so if he has a master's degree and he's like 27, 28, he can apply for express entry. And if he doesn't want to do that at that age, you could still willingly apply for a master's degree. If you had a BSc, apply to come to Canada with master's degree. So the business you just registered is just registered now. It doesn't have any history. So there's really nothing that you'll be able to do with it at this moment.
Unless he has to project for it, like keep documents and receipt for it in the nearest future.
Run it properly. Run it like an establishment. Don't do it like, okay, my money is like this. Open a bank account, register it, maintain, records, issue invoices of payment and all of that. You understand? So, but like I said, depending on his educational qualification, that would help guide us. If he has a BSc, then he can go for masters in Canada. And depending on what he had in the BSc, if it's a first class or a 2-1, he can even look for scholarships as well. A lot of scholarships in Canada, US, and all of these countries. You understand?
So, yeah. So, Kenneth, I hope Mr. Femi was able to answer your question.
If he can provide us with just a little further information, I mean, I know it's privacy, but like his qualification and age, that will be fine. They will be able to give some more detailed advice. But if we don't know the details about the person, it's so difficult to say.
Yeah, Kenneth, maybe you could just drop your give us a hint of your business, about your business and also your age, so Mr. Femi could be able to answer your question.
Yeah. Does he have a degree or does he have a master's? Does he have a first degree or master's degree? And how old is he? So this information will, assist in saying, okay, this is something that you can do. Because if you are 45 now, you cannot be applying for first degree in Canada.
No.
That you're applying first degree. When you receive your visa page, you're like, okay, so you want to run, Abby.
So we don't have any more questions on the comment section. I have one more question for you. I know I've taken so much of your time, and I so much appreciate you being here with us. So my last question is, so what would you say is the cheapest travel destination for Nigerians? Like for Nigerians, basically.
The cheapest and best is what I like to merge.
Sorry?
I like to merge the cheapest and the best.
Okay.
I like to merge the cheapest and the best. The reason why I said that is that if you just want to look at the cheapest, then you could go to horrible places. Lebanon is cheap to go. Cyprus is cheap to go. Belarus is cheap to go. Ukraine might be cheap. But Turkey is, I won't even put Turkey in their rank. Turkey is a little bit better than them in some ways. So I don't usually put Turkey in that Belarus and Ukraine rank. So I usually put cheap and best so that even as much as you're looking for the cheap option, you don't look for one that will make you regret. So the cheapest option still remains Poland, Estonia, Lithuania. And the reason why it's good is that all these countries are Schengen countries. So when you land there, you're able to move around. So let's say you're a student in Poland and you don't like it, you can go and visit your friend in Germany. You can go and visit your friend in Estonia, and you are able to seek more opportunities. But let's say you mistakenly land yourself in Belarus. There is no visa-free access to anywhere. Do you get it? There is no visa-free access to anywhere. If you land yourself in Ukraine, there is no visa-free access to anywhere.
So you will have to start all over again in maybe applying for a student visa to go to another place. It will be a fresh application, a fresh travel process. But if you find yourself in Poland, in Estonia, in Lithuania, you can easily go and visit your friend in Germany. Do you understand? So, and when you're able to visit these countries, you're able to seek opportunities. So, for example, now, let's say you didn't need IELTS to go to WSB in Poland, let's say, and you get to Poland, you can go and visit your friend in Estonia. And you know that to get to an Estonian university while in Estonia, you don't need IELTS anymore. You can take the English test in the universities. University of Tartu have their own English test. Tallinn University of Technology have their own English test, which you will 1,000,000% pass.
Of course.
Because it's a group of people from Russia, from like the one I
Yeah.
did at that it was something that I was coordinating them because your level of vocabulary it's way better. So why I'm just saying that now. So if you feel like you can't feel that one. So I
Okay.
always encourage that. Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, it allows you to move around. So that means you are able to leverage this opportunity of moving around to seek for other opportunities. Imagine you get to Russia now. You can't go anywhere when you're in Russia. There's no visa-free access to anywhere.
Yeah.
So it means that you are either trying to fight for the opportunity there or you're trying to move. So if it's possible to just go to a place where you have access to another 20-something countries, why not? So for example, if you're a student in Russia now, and I'm a student in Estonia, and we both apply for a UK visa, who do you think has highest chance to get a
Of course,
visa?
the student in Estonia.
Yeah, because already whoever is the visa officer knows that you could go to Germany visa free, Switzerland visa free, Iceland, Italy, France, Sweden. So there's a whole lot of big countries that you could decide to go visa free. Why would you want to run away to the UK? But let's say somebody is applying from that same visa and the person is in Ukraine. Do you understand now?
Yeah. There will be so much
So
optimization.
so so somebody said, God bless you, sir. My brother was in Belarus and he had this tough experience, like you said. He was just lucky that he went there to study. Still on that, the hospitality was not that great. Yeah. So because you are in a place where you cannot move, see, I can count how many Nigerians have moved from Estonia to Germany, to Finland, to Australia, to Austria, rather, not Australia, to Austria. Why is it
UK.
easy? Why is it easy? To the UK, why is it easy? Because of the mobility. You're done from school. If you want to go and live 3 months in Germany, you can. Nobody's going to arrest you. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. Your visa allows you to. You understand? Your visa in Estonia allows you to go and live in Germany for 3 months. It doesn't allow you to work, but it allows you to live there. So if you have a brother or whatever that you have there, you can live there, start to look for jobs there. You're in Estonia, but you go to Germany to look for a job, and once you get a job, they will give you a work permit. But if you were in Ukraine and you want to look for a job in Germany, you will include in your CV that you need sponsorship from outside of the country. So the employer is going to face more problems trying to bring you from Ukraine to Germany than they will face from just changing your residence in Estonia to work permit in Germany, because you will be there face to face and you can speak for yourself. They can assess your skill and know that if you are the right fit for them. So it's just a lot of open doors for you if you live in those countries, because you're able to move around and then you're able to access other opportunities. You understand? A friend told me he just moved to Ukraine. I said, how much did you spend? He said 1.5 million to Ukraine. I said, why did you go? He said, it's cheap. That same money would almost finish Poland.
Yeah.
And tell me which is better. He started complaining. Oh, no job. Oh, it's so difficult to talk to people. Oh, people are speaking this and this and that and that. So Poland has his own language, and Ukraine has his own language for sure. But the point is now, if you're going to live your life in Ukraine for 4 years learning Russian language, and then your goal is to end up in Canada, your Russian or that you have learned is wasted.
There's a huge difference there. Yeah.
There's a huge difference. So that's why I always encourage that move to a place that allows you to be mobile. And once you're able to do that, you're able to leverage your mobility to get something bigger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Kenneth also responded to the question we asked earlier. Maybe you could check the chat. I can't find the question anymore. So sorry, sir.
Which question was that?
We asked Kenneth. He said he works in a microfinance bank and also a shoemaker. So I think he said he was 30, but I can't find the response.
Okay, but we'll look for that. I have another question. I have a question,
Yeah,
sir. Can someone easily get a work permit in Norway while studying? I have a friend who plans to travel there, not still convinced that much. Your answers will help a lot. So the issues with working visa, I'm sure that in Norway, I don't know exactly how the students work visa operates, but the thing is that in the entire Europe, an employer can sponsor you. So an employer can sponsor you since you will be in the country. If you show the employer enough skill to on the job that you're applying for, of course they will sponsor you. So the fact that you're in the country gives you better stance. So regardless of if it's Norway, Estonia, Germany, if you're in the country as a student and you're able to demonstrate to the employer that you have enough skills for what they're looking for, of course they can sponsor you as a staff. So but the point will be, what are the skills that you have? So don't say you are looking for a job visa and all you have is bachelor's in psychology from Nigeria. So most people who will be having that opportunities are IT professionals. They still remain IT professional, data analysts and stuff. Those generalistic and field like business administration or administrative duties, you can't do them because it's language based. But if you are a professional IT, data, and all of this stuff, cloud accounting, then you will stand a chance. Remember, today is Father's Day.
Yeah, you understand the family, how you doing?
He wants to show on the life. He's really struggling to climb up. so as I said, it depends on what field the person is operating in. If it's something that is quite generalistic, like I said, like administrative and stuff, it's not easy, getting a job for an employer to sponsor you. But if it's like IT, if you're front end, back end, full stack, or web developer, or software developer, it's easy to get a job, and it's easy for them to sponsor you because they really need you. But if it's
Yeah,
jobs that have quite a lot of alternatives, then you don't start a so that's what I feel.
As regards to Kenneth's previous question, he said he has a first degree and also he's 30 years. Did you
So
hear me,
now
sir?
for first degree and 30 years now, you can't apply for a special entry because he doesn't have a master's degree. And then because at age 30, your points begin to reduce. Once you're 30, 31, 32, your points gets reduced as per your age. Like I said, the whole program is centered around bringing young people to work so that they can balance the income to expense ratio of the government finance. So if you would like to come to Canada, best shot is to get a master's degree, to apply for a master's degree, but it's very expensive. So it can be very expensive. I think average would be around $15,000 to $18,000. And then he would not even have to choose schools in the city. Probably look for some schools like in provinces that are less expensive, But best shot right now with the age and degree would be a master's degree.
Okay, so which means he should basically try to apply for a master's degree in Canada.
Yeah. But if Canada is not it, you can check other countries like Estonia and Europe. It's not a bad place to start from. It's not even a bad place to live. It's all about your plans. So if Canada is not a place that you will go to, if it's not like it's not by force, okay, yeah, it has to be Canada or nothing else. There's a lot of places that will give you value for money as well.
Okay. So guys, do you have more questions to ask Mr. Femi before he goes? I know we've taken much of his time. So maybe you can shoot some questions.
I'm expecting some money in my Swed bank, right? But the bigger money that we have or that we gain is that somebody makes an informed decision and they don't just jump in the plane and end up in a place where they waste a very important part of their life. That's the important thing. The same money, agent will ask you to pay 3 million to go to Belarus. Agent has to pay 2.5 billion to go to Cyprus. You can process your Polish admission yourself and you spend around 1.8. and you'll be there yourself. The major problem still means that people don't want to source for information.
Yeah, that's the thing. Information. Use
So
Google. Google will help you.
yeah, because of the communication system in Nigeria, I can send email to the president today, to the Prime Minister of Canada. I can send email, I can send a letter to his office. But people in Nigeria think that the Nigerian system is the same way abroad system is, where you can't even, till you die, if you don't get your position, you can't communicate with Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State governor. Till you die, who are you to write letter to Buhari? Remember, I wrote a letter to the Estonian president and I got a reply in 3 hours.
Yeah.
So things are different in the Western world. You can write letter, you can write emails to everybody. Send an inquiry. Hello, my name is SYZ. I have a degree in mathematics. I graduated 2003. I would like to have my master's in McGill University. Please, what are the requirements? They will send you the requirement. After that, reply. Thanks for your response. With this requirement, I see that I'm a good fit for this program. Please, what is the visa situation like? How do I apply for visa? They will send you links. They will send you their university ambassadors link, where you're able to communicate with the present student from your country who has gone through the process. The school will fix you up because you're a potential student. So you have to understand that it's your right to send emails, it's your right to make inquiries, but people, because of the communication state, the way it is in Nigeria, even in your own company, even in your company, you cannot speak to the CEO. Everything has to go through the supervisor, but it's not like that across the world. You can write an email to just about anybody. Write an email to US Embassy. Hi, my name is this. I have this business. I would like to visit the US and I would like to know what you could put in your letter. I hear there's a lot of visa rejections for Nigerians, but I want to know if I can do this. Write any email. I mean, just be official. Just have some concrete information to pass, and they will reply you. So don't be scared.
I wouldn't say, should I say it is fear or something? Because I also remember when I helped someone to with this admission process, and the person was telling me, how can I contact the consular of the embassy? And I was like, are you scared? I can do that for you. It's just an email. And surprisingly, I sent the email myself from here, and then the consular responded. And then I sent the email back to the person, and the person was like, wow, how did you do this? And I told the person, no worries, you're coming to Europe, you have to be bold. You have to take out that fear, like approach your fears, speak to people, be it
Yeah,
director. You can speak to your professor,
anybody.
speak to your doctor, tell them, this is what I want. I don't like the way you teach. I don't like the way you communicate to us. And then they will have to change their approach.
I mean, well, that's a discussion for another day about
Yeah,
how to teach. But let's leave it in the part of information sourcing. So, like, you want to go
yeah.
somewhere and you need to apply what documents you need and stuff. Because the thing again that you know is that the world of travel is changing. So
Mm-hmm.
during this pandemic and after the pandemic, a lot of things have changed. So I'm talking from my experience of going to Dubai in 2015, and presently, okay, I also went back then in 2019. So things can change. There can be some set of requirements today that I don't know about. So even with
Yeah.
me giving you information, you still have to go back and source for the updated information of things that have happened after my experience. So I a whole lot of things, like things are changing. But just feel free, write an email, send a letter, do like source for information. They will reply you. It's their job, and it's not like you're begging them. So as a prospective student, the the university is paying them to respond to prospective students. So that's their job. So don't feel
Mhm.
like you are bothering them. Don't feel like they are like, oh, like I said, like you feel too blessed getting some things, but it's your right. Sadly, it's your right, but we don't understand that it is. So write an
Yeah.
email, get an information. They will answer you, and usually most of them take their time. I remember when I
Mm-hmm.
wrote to the Georgian embassy, or when I wrote to the Turkish embassy, they'll tell you that, thank you for your letter. If you are this requirement, if you are that requirement, if you this requirement, if you don't this, you will do this. Like they will give you a whole map out of the process line for your visa application. They will tell you that, okay, for you to submit your this, make sure it is legalized. These are the conditions for legalization. They will be linked. They'll tell you the next step, they'll put a link. They'll tell you the next step, they'll put a link. They'll give you real process flow of how you're able to do it. Mubarak Abedon said, Hero Academy, not Olga. So you understand, people can always get information, and they have to understand that they can't get information and they should go for it. Send emails. And this email is available on their website. It is available to the public. That's why it's on their website.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we don't have any more questions on the comment section. And basically, I don't have any more questions for you, Mr. Femi. So I guess we need to, end the live show. So guys, we have come to the end of today's section. So basically, our aim is to impart knowledge and also to be able to create value for people. And I trust that we have been able to do so, to our own very best knowledge. So we appreciate you taking out your time, in joining us to this discussion, joining us, interacting with us, and also asking us questions. So for me, I hope you were able to pick out some few points from this wonderful discussion with Femi. One thing I also know is creating your super story. It requires sacrifice. It requires you staying away from distraction, neglecting bad habits, understanding negative energies and also positive energies. So I would want us to know that every journey, regardless of its distance towards the destination where we are headed, so it starts with a first step. So you need to make that first step, guys. So thank you so much, Mr. Femi.
Just before I go, a little summary, like you said, to buttress your point, is that everything should be planned.
Yeah.
So I see a situation whereby on January to April, no, the person is not talking about traveling though. In March, they now see a news, Buhari to change Nigeria to like change Nigeria's name, and all of a sudden they start calling their friends abroad. Hey, my guy, how have you traveled out? This country no good. So you're actually deciding to travel out because you just heard that Buhari will change Nigeria's name. It shouldn't be that. You're going to travel out should be something that you sit down, think, analyze, decide. So like I said, I already didn't see a future in Nigeria as way back as 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Buhari was not in power. Buhari was not there. But I just saw the whole environment, the possibilities, the manners of doing things, and I just cannot form any synergy of sense in it, even though it was not Buhari. And that's how you see that if we had Jonathan still on the roll and there's no this and that, people who want to stay in Nigeria and they are still ready to stay under their 40,000 naira job. I'm not saying it's bad. So they are deciding to leave Nigeria because they think that Buhari is going to spoil the Nigeria. No, your traveling destination decisions will come from deep thoughts that you have made, and you have analyzed your angles and see that that is the best choice to go. So, in summary, advantages and disadvantages of traveling out is intrinsic to the person, where you are in life, where you want to be, and what countries offers that chance for you to be there. So, if you want to be the head of a bank, don't go to Europe. Nobody will make you the head of the bank there. You understand? You want to be able to bring your family and kids and live together. Don't go to Dubai. Dubai does not have any family relocation. If you do it, you will spend hell of a lot of money. You want your children to have foreign passport. Don't go to Dubai. Dubai doesn't offer them. Don't go to Europe because it will take time before they get it. So you see, the whole thing is understanding where you want to go and then going to the right place that offers it.
Yeah.
So that means you cannot do it when you don't even have an idea where you want to go. So it all starts from, where do I want to be? What is the goal for me traveling now? So am I traveling now to go and get educated and come back to Nigeria? Am I traveling now so that I can have my kids there? Have a vision of why you want to do it. And then you will know the right place who offers you the platform and best system for that purpose.
Okay. So before you go, Mr. Femi, could you give us just a quick advice for those intending to travel out of Nigeria to Canada, to Europe? What is this advice you're going to give them? Like, what is this thing you're going to tell them that should be like a source of motivation to them?
First, don't travel out because you're frustrated. Don't travel out because you're frustrated, and don't travel out misinformed. So the source of motivation is like life is good in the West. That's to be done. It's a place where you are able to be whoever you want. You're able to do things peacefully once you're legal. Nobody is chasing you. Like every of your worries, let's say 65% of your worries in Nigeria become absolute normalities in the West. Oh, they have taken the light. Immediately took the light now. Did you see me looking for my neighbor? Say, is there light in that building? I just know that there should be some glitch, and in a matter of minutes, it should come up. And I think
Yeah,
it was about 2 minutes, and it's back. So, but in Nigeria, you wouldn't think it's 2 minutes. I said I heard the sound. I was like, our transformer have blown. In Nigeria, that probably takes 6 months before anything will happen to that transformer. So, those are the things. The life is good in the West. Don't let anybody deceive you. Those people who are saying it's bad in UK, they are the legal people. If you have your legal papers where you're able to decide what you want to do with your life and where you want to be, you will not complain. So life is good. If you want to travel out, life is very good. I'm telling you, life is good. You travel everywhere, go Germany, go UK, see people. Life is good. Don't let anybody deceive you. Life is good abroad. But in
I
choosing
like the
your
way you
abroad,
keep emphasizing on that.
yeah, life is very good. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's good if you have the right papers. It's good if you have calm mind. It's good if you have peace of mind. But it's not good if you are illegal. It's not good if you go to a study visa and then they'll tell you that don't worry. Once it's not good if you go with a visa rather, and they tell you that don't worry. Once you're there, you go and seek asylum. You can be in the asylum camp for 3 years. It's like prison.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You can't do anything. So the main thing is that life is good in the West, but when you're moving, move properly, move informed. Don't move stupidly. Don't move in a hurry. Plan. Plan it. I see sometimes you could take you 3 years to plan your journey. It's okay. It's fine. Don't just jump. Oh, my friend is in Kazakhstan. You go hear some country say, you know, go there say, how they take fly. So there's a whole lot of mistakes people do. I mean, we'll do that in subsequent videos. You're
Yeah,
having a
sure.
visa. Agent is telling you that you will get your passport and visa on the day you want to fly.
No, no, no,
Excuse
no.
me.
It doesn't make sense.
Excuse me.
Doesn't make
And then you
sense.
get to the airport, they present you a Lebanon visa and tell you that you're having a stopover there. How can you have stopover and you don't have the president visa to the country you want to go to? So these are all just basic things that people fall for that shouldn't be. If an agent is helping you, you have to collect your visa weeks before you fly. At least
So
days,
these are
sometimes
topics
maybe.
we're going to speak on maybe in our next video, if
Yeah.
you would be free for us to have such discussion. So
Yeah,
we
so
have a lot to talk on.
yeah, in conclusion, life is good abroad though. I did tell you. Now abroad I take buy Volkswagen Passat. If you ask me money, where I go see the money take buy Volkswagen Passat abroad. And here in Canada, okay, let's say I'm low key. If I want to buy a Mercedes now, I'm just a call away from getting this in if I want. So I'm deciding if I want, but I don't need one now. So I need a Mercedes Benz now. Hello, how much per month? $250, $300. And they will drive the Mercedes to my house, and I start paying small, small. So life is good. It's very good. Don't let anybody deceive you.
There
Yeah,
are
you see,
so many opportunities,
see as
guys.
you
So
be like
many
today bread.
opportunities outside of Nigeria.
Yeah, see as I be like today bread. So the opportunity is big, and this is a place that is rewarding. When you put in effort, you get value for it. That's the biggest difference between abroad and Nigeria. When you put effort, you get value from it, and you are not subject to abrupt and ridiculous political decisions. So, for
Yeah.
example, see this Okada, somebody who invested millions of dollars into starting the Okada business. All of a sudden, Lagos State government all wake up say no more Okada. So in the West, things are very arranged. They don't make such decisions. So it means that if you invest your money in something, you can be sure that you have a level of peace and guarantee that not one day one idiot will not just wake up. I usually call Nigerian politician an idiot, and I don't know. I try to stop it, but I end up I don't have another adjective. Yeah, because they take away opportunities with no provisions. So, but in the West, nobody does that. Everything is a process. Everything people will talk, they will liaise, they will come at a decision before they can decide that okay, they want to take Okada away or they want to take this away. But in Nigeria, see the issue with companies into cryptocurrency. All of a sudden, they say no cryptocurrency. Just a decision with no. They will not invite the important stakeholders to come and have a discussion. okay, can we ban it? If we should ban it, what is the way forward? How can you do it? How will it affect your business? Is there a way we can incorporate taxation with cryptocurrency? You know, like in countries that are advanced, they bring all the stakeholders to come together to arrive at a decision politically.
Yeah.
There'll be suggestion, back and forth deliberations. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. Again, one idiot will just sit in the government role or in the president role and issue directives, which they don't care how it affects that business owner. And that person might have taken a loan. So that is what scares me from Nigeria, where you can be a millionaire today and tomorrow you become so poor because of just one decision. Do you know how much go-kart lost? Because all their bikes were down and they had to start turning them to delivery, but they couldn't keep up with the population of the Okada that they had, because transportation is different from delivery. Because one Okada can have like 50 deliveries in his back, but one Okada cannot have 50 passengers at once. So it means they needed more units of Okada if you're running transportation than you need for delivery service. So they crippled that business. Why? Because they just woke up and decided. No plan, no information, not a gradual thing. So that's what scares me about Nigeria. So life is good in the West. Don't let anybody deceive you. You can be whoever you want to be. And life is free. You have a freedom to do things that it doesn't affect the other person. So that's my summary for today. And,
thank you so much, Mr. Femi. And then, guys, I hope you've been able to pick out a few things from this like video. And I hope it wasn't a waste of your time, because here we tend to try to impact knowledge, the little knowledge we have, as to helping you, and also ensuring that your pathway to migrating to Europe or either to North America is sure. So at this moment, we are going to be ending the live video. We've taken so much of your time, Mr. Femi. Once again, thank you so much. It was so nice having you today. And for me, I hope we can do this soonest. Looking forward to
we'll see. No problem.
Yeah, I look forward to partnering with your brand, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. Happy Father's Day, man. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Ciao, bye.